Robin issue 5, Joshua Williamson and Gleb Melnikov back on the art, and this is our obviously the cliffhanger last issue was all the other Robins showing up to speak to Damien. We don't start with that though. We start with just a little follow up to Ravager.
Rose.
Yeah, waking up from being killed, being pissed about it, and basically like, no, everyone had to die once before the tournament could start, and you were the last one who hadn't died, so that's why you were killed. And they just
but it was also because of who she was killed by. I want to know what's up with Respawn. Like, there's something going on there.
They're teasing, because obviously she confronts Respawn, and then like, no, we're not allowed to fight yet until dawn. But then, of course, they question, where the hell is Robin? And that's when we cut back to, Nightwing, Tim, Red Hood, and Steph all there to confront him. And they chase, they fight. I did kind of, there's a lot of nice fun banter as this is all happening. Stuff like Steph saying Cass will be jealous of the tournament.
Which again adds to the mystery of this tournament, why they wouldn't invite Cassandra Cain. There's some sinister things going on this island, which I'm here for. I love how, again, this book feels so pulpy when it gets to the island stuff. When it's here with Damien and the Robins, it feels very much like a Gotham book.
Yeah,
right?
well, that was the thing. I felt really reassured, knowing that Williamson's going to be writing Batman, because you have, it all feels kind of fun and light, even though they're chasing him, because he's like, oh, it's been a good rooftop race, and we get that, and it feels like they shout that, like they're excited about chasing each other on the roof, and and they're kind of like throwing barbs at each other. Damien says, oh, we're better together. Is that why Steph and Tim are on a break? And kind of throws them at each other and just little bits like that. But of course, it ends up with Nightwing and Damien. But actually, no, there's a good beat with Red Hood first, actually.
So here's the thing, and I want to say, I want to hate Tom Taylor and I want to hate Williamson. Stop making me like Jason. I don't like it. Stop it.
I don't know what it is. 2021, the year that Jason Todd somehow was redeemed in the eyes of this show.
Because, again, we always say there's not really bad characters, but bad takes on those characters. And up to this point, Jason Todd's kind of like this edgelord, murderous member of the Batman family. And here they've sanded off those rough edges, and they're like, yeah, he's still like the black sheep of the family, but he's still family. And so here, the way that Damien gets him off of his game, I was not expecting.
Yeah, because he says, okay, so this is like the rundown of the Robins. Grayson's the most experienced. Spoilers, the bravest, and like, but you, Jason, you're the most emotional. And he just hugs him, and it just it lets his guard down. And you know what? It actually kind of makes sense when you think about him being a hothead and always just like flying off the handle. It does make sense that he's a bit emotional.
And this is why I realized I don't like Jason Todd that much, is because I see too much of myself in good versions of Jason Todd. And the fact that he stops and hugs him, and then Jason realizes, oh, I messed up.
Yeah.
He just got me.
Yeah, he shocks him with a, electrocuting thing. So he runs off, but Dick, of course, catches up with him and says, happy birthday. And he's like, wait, what? You're late. It's like, yeah, but you were hard to find. Here, just take it. Yep. And he opens it, and it's a baton saying versus the world. And it turns out it came off one of the beams. Yeah, that the Flying Graysons used. And Alfred had done this for Dick when he was younger. And he says, I think you need this now because it's a reminder that you come from two different worlds. And it's all the rest of it. And this is where
just like he's like, we're all Robins, right? Everyone here, but we're different. You are my Robin. And
you're skipping ahead. You're skipping ahead because
is that not yet?
No, because there's an emotional beat first where when he brings this up, Damien says, "I was there, I saw," and this is him finally talking about Alfred's death.
That's right.
That comes first.
Right. Shit.
And he says that death's always been a part of what we do. I see a lot of it, but I never really felt it, not until I heard the snap. And I was like, oh no, stop making me be upset about Alfred. And that's when it gets to my favorite part, which is the, like, we're all Robins, but you're different. The rest of us, we were all Bruce's Robin, but you were my Robin. And he puts his hand in. Do you know what? If you want to hit me in the feels, reminding me of Dick and Damien's time together as Batman and Robin in 2009 and 10 is one way to do it. and he lets him go because he says like, you know, Damien, no, stop, I'll catch up with you. Please don't go. And he's like, what are you doing? He's like, no, please don't go. Wink. And he sort of lets, and so he runs off. And
please
then
don't run.
Yeah, and then the others show up and like, did you just let him go? He's like, well, the kid's fast. And I love that Steph just goes, oh, whatever. Like they know, she knows exactly what he just did. He's like, look, we need to trust him, right? We need to tell Batman that Damien has to go fight his own fights, and this is like a rite of passage. We've all done this. We all had our period where we'd had to go through this kind of thing. Not literally this tournament, obviously, but just like our own paths.
So not just the "you were my Robin." When you turn the page and he's got this big, Dick has a big smile on his face, and he goes, "You got this, Boy Wonder." And he's like, "Well, wait, Dick, you're sending him to a tournament where they're fighting to the death. I don't think you understand what you just did." And I just love the juxtaposition there, right? They think like Dick just thinks, "Oh, this is just a Damien adventure. He has to go off and live it for himself." It's like, I don't think you understand what you just did, guy. And I just, I love the handling of that, the juggling of the tone here.
Yeah, no, really, really sentimental stuff. All this interaction. I mean, if nothing else, this was all reassuring that Williamson loves the whole Bat family and is going to still treat them with some love.
So I read this after finding out that Williamson was taking over Batman, and I was like, oh, yeah, Gotham's still in good hands.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. Now, admittedly, I don't think I've liked anything Williamson's written as much as Tynion at his best yet, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see what he does with Batman. I'm curious. But as long as he's treating the characters right, I'll at least not be mad at it, and that's always a nice plus.
Yeah.
So sure enough, we go back to the island, and Connor Hawk's all like, yes, and like the guy from the League of Assassins is like, yes, or Shadows, sorry, League of Shadows. There's too many leagues of things. But he's like, yes, you will win now. Now that stupid bird boy is gone, you will win easily. And then that's when Damien shows up, and Ravager's there, and he's like, yeah, I was training, I'm here. Let's do this.
I love that page has Roz and Dick. That, you know, Damien has many father figures at this point now. And it reminds me of all of Bruce's mentors that we go up to. Now these ones just happen to be like Batman names.
To explain it, when they ask where he was, he says he was training, and behind him, the art's got both Raz and Dick kind of sketched behind him. So no, really fun stuff. And then like the woman running the tournament's like, all right, it's time to begin, and she's got this like special super secret book on her. And apparently she sent priests to exchange chemicals from the Lazarus pits with the League of Assassins to get that book. She traded Lazarus juice to get that book. Right. Which makes me think that this whole tournament's about raising some demon or something.
Oh, big time, because we get to the back, there's this big dragon-looking demon seal in the middle of the arena, right? And then they say the demon was worshipped, was also lost. Now he witnesses your souls given up to him as sacrifice.
Yeah.
So it's almost as if Ra's al Ghul, right? He's always referred to as the head of the demon. Is this the actual demon? Right? Like, is this what he kind of based his persona on all those years ago before he became Ra's al Ghul?
It makes some sense. You know, and you know, I don't want to say I told you so, but last issue I said, I don't know if you were here for the last issue actually, but
no,
I said, you know what, like they're billing this next issue, this one, as the end of the first, because I know that this issue is the end of the first trade, and I said, you know what, that tournament's not starting until issue 6, because that's how you sell the second trade, is that's the actual tournament, and sure enough, it ends with her saying, "Fight."
Yeah,
and that's it.
You heard it in the Mortal Kombat voice too, right?
Yep, of course I did.
Yeah.
So, and then it says next month, lots of fighting, which, you know, they're being jokey and witty about it, but good fun. I did appreciate, actually, when Damien gets back to the island, he's like, hey, Ravager, you ratted me out to Jason. So, I like that relationship is still bubbling in the background, that connection's still there.
And again, who put them together in Future State?
It was Williamson, yeah.
And who put them together originally? Tom Taylor. So they're building on each other.
I like it.
Like,
yes. But you're right. You're right. Taylor's a genius behind the pairing. You're right. I should give Taylor, our Lord and Savior.
We have to, but that was super out of continuity, right? Future State's a little bit closer to it, so Williamson did play with that. But I mean, the first time we had it together that I can remember was Unkillables.
It wasn't Kill. Yeah, that's where because we all had the same reaction of, hey, that's actually a smart pairing.
Yeah. So
that makes sense. Really solid issue. I think Robin has been a surprise of a book, and it's been up and down a little bit in terms of like just how great the issues are. I think like issue 2 and 3 could have probably been bundled together into one issue. Like issue 3, I think issue 3 really felt the stretch. I think of that first, and maybe it was because they wanted to fill a trade before the tournament started. But I think this issue and issue 1 are both like really good, and I'm into it. So it's been a fun story so far.
Yeah, I liked Hobo Roz in issue 4. Like just him out of the element, because you're so used to see him so regal, but just Roz living in a hut on a neighboring island was not something I was expecting to like as much as I did. Like it gave it he is this like almost a Yoda type. That like, oh yeah, no, this dude was a badass. He just seems like a crazy hermit.
Yeah, and Melnikov's art, like, it really adds to the sense that the book's supposed to be a little playful, like more playful than say like Batman is. Even though it's going to have its emotional beats for Damian and the Bat family, but it's definitely got more of a fun vibe to it, and it's always had that. And the art really kind of goes along with that. The only critique I have really of the art in this is actually the layout. On the as much as I love the contents of the page, the rooftop race, that 2-page layout, is that I thought the way the panels were laid out, it almost looked like it was meant to imply you were meant to start reading the panels on the right and sort of like snake back, and you're not. Like, it's just left to right like normal.
Now that you bring that up, you're right.
Yeah, it comes up too high, that panel on the far right, and it makes it look like you're meant to like go to that first and sort of snake back around.
Where you're talking about where spoiler is.
Yeah, but you're not. Like, you're just meant to start on the left like normal, but it just. It's just a little bit. It's not a big deal, but it's just that I questioned it for a second. Like, am I meant to go to the left or the right here?
It's peeking in because it's a bigger panel with her. Yeah, and I'm sure Gleb did that to show more expression here, even though she's wearing the bottom mask, but still, you get more of her profile. But yeah, no, I 100% get what you're saying because it sticks out more, so it draws your eye there.
Like, obviously you could have it peek out a bit and it wouldn't have it, but it's peeking out so much that it feels like it's meant to draw your eye. And so, slight nitpick, but fun issue. Matt, what you giving Robin issue 5?
I'm giving this an 8.5.
I'm going to go... See, I want to just go to straight 8, but then the emotional beats with Dick and Damian and bringing up Alfred are really, really good. That makes me also want to go higher, but I'm going to just stay at the 8.